Welcome back to the Keto Island Boyz podcast. You got Heinz here. And on today's episode, I will be interviewing Jeff just to give you guys a little idea on who he is and why we're doing this podcast. We'll also continue talking about if we're still doing keto and also some miscellaneous items. So
Yep.
Listen ahead.
Stay tuned.
Keto Island Boyz, this is time to dive. Living that keto life keeps you alive. Heinz and Jeff bring the island vibe. Listen up now, you'll thrive.
Welcome back to the Carnivore Boys podcast. My bad. I mean the Keto Boys podcast. Yeah.
We don't know anything about carnivore, so we're the Keto Island Boyz.
For sure. And on this, like we were saying in this week's episode, I am going to actually be interviewing Jeff, just so that the folks out there, because we haven't even made 10 episodes for YouTube yet, so we're still fairly new, and I figured this might be a good time to just have people get to know you and get to know kind of what this podcast is about. Come out these first few episodes randomly popping off the top of the head. And so, yeah, I figured this might be a good chance that we could dive a little bit deeper into who you are. How's that sound?
Sounds good. I have no idea what questions you have gonna ask me. This was unscripted. I have no idea. So I have no time to
should have prepped you.
Yeah. So be ready for some of these answers.
These questions are from, we are not an affiliate of these guys, but I use Perplexity AI to get these questions. Interesting enough, I asked Perplexity, hey, do you know who the Keto Island Boys are? And Perplexity was like, oh yeah, Heinz and Jeff. I swear. I was like, I think it's tight that we're, I think just on random search AI. Yeah, just on random search AI. So,
I haven't done an interview for a while for a job or anything.
Yeah, dude, relax. This is this is super chill. This is just.
I'm just joking.
This is just us shooting, shooting the boats, and so it's just for fun, right? So,
funsies.
I'll get us started. So, real easy. What was your aha moment that made you fully commit to the keto lifestyle? And how has it shaped you, who you are today?
Aha. Well, I think when we first started our journey, the aha moment was we had someone do the ketogenic diet, and I was able to see some of the before and after. And through Justin's friend, Robbie, and he introduced us to keto. And the aha moment for me was not only that, but my markers for my blood pressure and height. It was like an aha moment for me, like, hey, you need to get this shit together. Like, you're not getting any younger. Your blood pressure is high, your cholesterol is high, your weight is high, you're active, but your markers say otherwise. And since then, it has shaped definitely like how I approach things to eating and just things that I've taken from the get-go up till now. I have a lot of those habits that I still follow.
Yeah. I mean, would you say, so where was it, just to kind of follow up on this question, during all those kind of things that you mentioned, was there one in particular where you just said, okay, I'm committed now? Was it the health scare stuff, the blood pressure stuff, where you're just like, I'm committed to this? Or was it like maybe, after the first or second week, you lost your first like water weight, 5-10 pounds, and you were like, I'm going to stay committed? Or was it something else?
No, it was more the markers that I had, I even have it hanging on my fridge of what those markers were, and weight and recommendations from the nurse or whoever's taking it from us. So I keep that as like just a reminder of where I was before.
That's tight. You should, if you don't mind sharing, you should share that one day. You don't have to do that right now, just because
I'm going to get through grab these. It since you're here. Go ahead. Get the second question.
Second question. If you could go back in time, what advice would you give your pre-keto self about health, mindset, or life in general. If you could go back in time, what
Mm-hmm.
advice would you give your pre-keto self, that self that got all that what you have in your hand about health, mindset, or life in general?
I would tell myself to just don't overthink it.
Don't overthink
Just
what?
just don't overthink eating. Just don't overthink. Just go at keto with an open mindset and know that you're just learning and you don't have to follow
Oh,
it
this is
like
like a more broader question. This is a more broader question about this could be about anything. Is it like total health, total
mm,
mindset, total life in general? Like if you could just what would you tell yourself?
would tell myself to be mindful of what I'm eating and yeah, I mean, this broader sense, I mean, gosh, those are good questions.
Yeah, it's kind of deep. It's deep in a
Yeah,
little
I
bit.
mean,
Yeah, it's because I mean, it could be about keto, but I mean, it could be about life in general. Like it could be about,
yeah,
so it opens it up for kind of whatever. But I mean, but if it helps you to stay with, okay, what would you tell your pre-keto self about
but
keto? You could go
yeah,
with that way.
absolutely what I was thinking about. My pre-keto self, I would just, you know, not be so hard on myself when I initially started out. I would just go with the journey, see where it takes me. I didn't have to be so regimented as I was before. Watching the clock and being really really strict where I wasn't experimenting as much. And now that, I've been doing it for a while, I'm just more flexible and more open to different kinds of things. Where before I didn't know what I was doing. So those are kind of things I would
Gotcha. Okay, perfect.
see that. You see
Next
that?
question.
It's
Dang,
it's
that's
hard to
tight. So
see.
you kept it. It is hard to read.
So
It's a little blurry.
yeah, this was taken this was taken in 2017. I
Wow.
had a blood pressure of 144 over 96. My HDL was 36. My total cholesterol was 249. My glucose was like 95. Man, my waist was 44. That was pretty wild. Anyways, yeah, I keep this on my
What's your
fridge.
waist? What?
It's about a 34.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's pretty good.
Damn, that's dope. Okay, because I'm probably like hovering around the 40 myself, but that's
Hmm.
that's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, what's your next question?
Next question. So, as a being Filipino, how do you think your cultural background influences your approach to keto, especially when it comes to traditional foods or family gatherings?
Hmm. Well, it does influence me. I mean, growing up eating, corned beef and Vienna sausages and with rice, it's tough I'm not gonna lie, being Filipino and doing keto has is pluses and minuses, but I guess the most toughest part for people who are Filipino would just be giving up rice. And for me, that's pretty tough. But I've learned to eat foods without the rice, so not the end of the
Some of
world.
the bombest Filipino foods are just have carbs in them. I mean, just some of the bombest foods in all the world. Some of bomb food is just has carbs and just it's just how it is. Especially like things like lumpia. Dude, that's usually the first thing to
No,
go
it's
at every
it's
party. It,
well,
it
it's
runs out fast.
the adobo, right? It's the with the rice. It's all those foods.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
with the
can't
rice.
with the rice.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like how you can eat adobo with no rice.
Yeah,
Would
people look at you
yeah,
crazy. Yeah, and so it's
you grew up
so
on
how
it.
how do you
Yeah.
do how do you I mean people know that you do this podcast, people know that you've been on keto. So like if you do go to do you I mean some days I always tell actually you go ahead. How do you deal with
No, yeah,
those
I
events?
those events. Yeah, I just go into it just picking off the foods that I can eat. If it's just adobo, it's just adobo, no rice. It's that simple. I mean, I don't have to substitute with anything. I'll just eat the adobo or with a salad, right? I don't have to have cauliflower. I don't have to have anything supplement it. I can just eat it like a steak, just a steak. It doesn't have to be with potatoes or rice. It could just, yeah.
Family members or any family members tripping on you though when you do
No,
that?
absolutely not. No, they
Well, that's
they
good.
know. They all know. They all know my diet. They all know what I do. When I go out to restaurants now, they know I'm not gonna eat ice cream or cookies, even if they're trying to tempt me. I'm like, it doesn't bother me that they eat it. I could care less, But for me personally, if I know I'm sticking to something and have a little goal that I'm trying to hit, ain't nothing gonna tempt me. Nothing can tempt me. So I'm really strong-minded.
Man, that's amazing. That's because that's hard, especially if that's nice that you don't have people that are trying to cut you down, like
Mm,
or trying to cut the diet down. Because like I mean,
nah.
I was telling my
Hmm.
my dad's sister the other day that my auntie that I was that I was dieting, and then she was like she got pissed,
Mm.
like just kind of it was it was just like one word, like but it was not encouraging, and but to me, I knew that was going to come. That's why I was so surprised when I heard. That's good that you have people that love you and stuff. So that's good. I wish I had that. As Islanders, as a Filipino, how do you think? Oh no, I just did that one. Have you seen any unique challenges or opportunities for Filipinos when it comes to adopting the keto lifestyle?
Repeat that again.
Have you seen any unique challenges or opportunities for Filipinos when it comes to adopting the keto lifestyle?
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of opportunities. I mean, all my friends, they're at that age now where, health is the most important part, and part of that for people like my age and you're getting older is their blood pressure, right? They're looking at, diabetes, they're looking at just weight gain in general. So there's
Weight
absolutely,
gain,
and
inflammation.
when I do this diet and they see how well I do, I'm hoping that it kind of spreads to them wanting to change something. If it's not keto, yeah, it could be something else, but something to change their diet, or at least saying that, well, he can do it, or I've seen Jeff do it, it's not, then I can do it, if that is important to them. And, we've had a lot of people pass away these past couple years of health
I
care,
know. Seriously.
and this is
Seriously.
yeah, and if this is not a wake up call for people to do something about it, then you're more prone to, it'll be harder as older you get to reverse your markers.
Yep. Absolutely. If you what's the most creative or unconventional keto meal you've ever made or tried, and what inspired it?
Man, creative or uncreative, I'm not really
Creative or unconventional.
well, yeah, I mean, unconventional.
I mean, it could even be
God,
something random you saw at the store that you're just like, man, I would never buy this, but because I'm on keto, I'm probably going to try this out. Or
no, I'm pretty much a creature of habit, and so I can eat the same types of foods, and I'll enjoy it, But for me, it's more of prepping for the long run, or like for the week, Or if it's a
yeah,
salad,
okay.
I'll have to cut everything up, And my salads they're all mixed. There's a lot of like meats inside there and ranch dressing, right? So I have been on a salad kick for these past 4 days. I've been going out, and every time I go out, it's like a salad, and I don't get phased by it. It's pretty good.
This leads to the next question, real great,
Hmm.
because if you could eat three keto friendly foods for the rest of your life, what would they be and why?
Eggs,
Three, yeah,
yeah,
that's huge.
eggs for sure, because you can scramble them, you can hard boil
I think
them.
there's like 100 different ways to make eggs. I think I
Hmm.
saw some, or maybe it's not that much, but I know it's multiple.
For me, it would be, man, cheese. I would like to do keto without dairy, but I love cheese. So any kind of cheeses, if it's not in a salad, if it's not on a lettuce wrap, or it's just not a topping to put on top of ground beef or something. it would be cheese, and then the other one would be ground beef. I love ground beef, and it's very versatile food. You can put it into a burger. You can make it as just like chopped up. You can put it in your salads. So those are probably my top three.
Those are a great top three, by the
Yeah,
way. I feel like
yeah.
they're pretty high on they might be my same top three as
Also,
well.
yeah.
Yeah, because it's all for those same reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Because I literally love hamburgers, right? So you could still make hamburgers with them, right? Obviously without the bun, and so
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's that's dope. What's been the most surprising or memorable moment from hosting Keto Island Boys podcast so far?
So
Why
far,
is that such a tongue twister?
I mean, when we first started this, we were interviewing a lot of people who were also doing this journey with us. And we had met a lot of cool people who've struggled with weight, struggle with like eating addictions, and like to hear their stories, kind of inspired me to want to keep doing keto and us
Yeah,
doing it right now. And
that's
and yeah, and I mean, we've interviewed a handful, like 20, 30 people throughout the
yeah,
years.
maybe like 30, yeah,
Yeah, 30
20, 30
people.
people. Yeah,
And their journeys are awesome, and I mean, they'd always send us their before and afters, and I was just shocked and surprised on how well everyone else has done. And that has been the best part of this journey of this podcast. I feel like, and this podcast is just a way for us to keep ourselves accountable. And I like it because if
literally,
it
that's the number
yeah,
one reason I'm
and
doing it.
and to connect with you too, man, Heinz. I don't see you as much as we used to, and we can just chop it up for once a week, twice a week, whatever, and talk.
True
And
that.
it could be
Exactly.
keto, and then the rest could be about other BS, which is great.
Yep,
It's fun.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
I know. I love that too.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
How do you hope this podcast is influencing listeners beyond just their diet, whether it's mindset, community, overall well-being?
Yeah, I hope that this podcast they could take away, overall well-being. I'm hoping that this podcast can inspire someone to make a change if they're stuck in a rut somewhere, if they need to change and know that just two regular people who are social can go out and do something great with their health and their lives, and if listening to us, and we're just two regular people. We're not like
Two
we're
regular Joes.
we're
Yeah.
not influencers as far as, well, we are kind of keto
Yeah.
influencers, but we're just here on our journeys, and we're just hoping someone else would listen. And if it's just me and you and two of our listeners there, that's we're happy with that too. But we're hoping other people will be inspired and take away something other than just keto.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I look at this as a way to also show people that anybody can do anything from anywhere. And so it doesn't matter what you may going through, you can make a change, and then it doesn't have to be diet either. This could be with whatever. You can make a diet. You can make a promise to yourself to start reading every day, or
Mm,
walk for 1 minute, or like how I'm doing, like my push-up challenge, do one push-up a day, but even that it's like those small things, like, just, it's so hard for people to make a change. So just knowing that you could start from somewhere. We are
yeah,
on episode 6 on YouTube, but
that's right.
episode 98 on the podcast. So
Hmm.
man, this thing, so I just feel like it's one of those things where, yes, if I just wanted to put my little 2 cents in there.
Yeah, good,
And
nice,
then,
nice.
yeah, and then finally we'll go. So what's a personal goal related to health, podcasting, or life that you're working toward right now? And how does keto play a role in achieving it?
Man, these are so deep questions. This is questions,
I
man.
know.
I need to be mentally focused for. Okay, repeat it one more time. Repeat it one more time. I feel like I'm at a job
What's a
interview.
person? Yeah, my bad. What's a
Oh, it's fine.
personal goal related to health,
Mhm.
podcasting, or life? Right. that you're working towards right now? And then how does keto play a role in achieving it?
Yeah, I feel like keto plays a role in everything I'm trying to achieve with my goals, especially with my weight and as far as my health. And I feel like keto is just like it's like the building blocks for me. It's like I know my markers when I'm on point. I know they're good, and I know that I'm healthy when I'm on it. I'm at all the markers that I have checked off, and so that's my goal for this year is to get back to that level where like I'm not afraid to like go to the doctor and they're gonna find they're always gonna find something. I feel like when I go there and go there knowing confidently like, all right, hey, I'm in control with my high blood pressure is normal. I don't have to take any medication. Like those are all goals like that I
Are
want
you
to
taking
set.
any medication right now?
I had been taking some medication for my high blood pressure. Yep, and I'm trying to get off of them, but it's been real, and I feel like the more and more I'm doing keto, like the more I keep testing, I know my blood sugars are down. So next time I go to the doctor, they're gonna be like, yeah, you don't need to take any medication, which I used to not take before, and then I fell off the
Yeah.
wayside. But
Yeah. It's okay.
yeah, that's definitely, yeah, absolutely is a goal of mine.
Perfect. I think this is a good segue into the next segment where, hey, so how is your, I mean, what we're on pretty much starting week 4
We're
now of
Yeah, we're almost
keto
at the end of the
since,
month. It has it's been going fast, and I'm still in it. I'm enjoying it. I'm always amazed how every day as the weeks go on, I could feel like my energy levels. I don't feel the hunger during work or during the week than I used to before I started, meaning like before, I'd always eat every, 4 or 5 hours or wake up kind of groggy. Now I'm awake, I'm focused at work, and I don't even think about food. I can just cruise through it. I don't feel crashes, which is really nice. And I could tell like it's taken me a while to get to that level. And I've been testing my ketones, so I know that I'm producing pretty high ketones right now. So that's good. I'm already lost like 15
it's
pounds
awesome.
already. Yeah. So, yeah, it's been going great.
Wow. Do you have cravings for
No,
carbs?
I think the only cravings I have are for sweets like fruits. Like, towards the end of the day, I always like to like have a handful of berries and blackberries and blueberries, and I treat myself as like a little treat at the end of the day. And I don't really crave much during the day anymore. So that's good. I used to crave sugars and eating when I get home, but I don't crave it anymore. My craving has gone down a lot, which happens when you're in the mode, when you're in ketosis. How about you? I think we froze. You there?
Yep. Sorry. I think I froze for a little bit.
Dang, I was talking to a dead screen there. Yeah, how about you? How's your journey going?
It's going great. I'm surprised I haven't fell off yet. Like, and I usually have cheat days, and like so far, I'm like, man, in this beginning journey, like this first, I want to at least go 30 days, and then I just kind of want to keep going since I have a streak build up of not cheating. But I have drank alcohol, so I did drink alcohol this last weekend. But man, I was able to stay cool. I had
What did
diet,
you drink? What did you drink?
or I had diet sodas and whiskeys with yeah, Jim Beam, and then moved up to Jameson halfway through the night, and then yeah, Jameson and soda water on the rocks, and yeah, I got pretty wasted. So I don't like how it makes me feel though. Like
Oh man,
the next day I was out of commission, cold,
my
just did
hangovers
not
are
feel good. Woke up, had some stuff to do too, so it sucks trying to wake up, and I hadn't been hungover in a while. So
my headaches are generally way stronger when I'm on keto than when I'm not, and they're more intense. So when I drink, it really messes me up the next day when I'm on keto. When I'm not on keto, I could drink
yeah,
and I'm normal headache. But when I'm on keto and I'm on it and I drink pretty a lot, man, my headaches are horrible.
yeah, that's basically what I had the next day. So was not feeling. But you know what's, and because of that, I ate a lot. I was super hungry for the rest of the day on Saturday. It made me have the munchies kind of all day. So that's another weird thing that I didn't like, because I like not being hungry all the time. But
Yeah.
man, these past, since I, had some family in town and like they were visiting, but I'm just surprised I didn't break, because they had there's like all this other kinds of food around, but they had brought some raw fish was really bomb. So like I was able to deep dive into that, and
Nice.
yeah, that was super, super good to have. So
Nice.
I had a dream last night that I ate two chocolate chip cookie ice cream sandwich. And it was so real that I thought I had that I had ate carbs. It was so real, because I was like, yeah, it was bad.
It
That's
wasn't.
how you know
It wasn't like
I
your
have an
Instagram
addiction or
meme
a
where
problem.
you had the guy jumping over for carbs. I saw that. That was funny.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it wasn't like that. It was just, it was it was so funny how dreams feel so real, but it was so weird. I just know that I'm not gonna lie, I miss it. I don't think I've lost as much weight as you have. I don't like all the like, I know there's benefits from this and I know it works. I just think I still get hungry, and, I don't have any downers or anything like that, but it's been going okay. I'm just surprised that the weight's not falling off faster, and but that's okay. I'm not really working out either, and I'm okay with that. And I understand it's a process. We're older now than when we first started doing it, so that might have something to do with it too as well. But yeah, I'm okay with it. Like I feel I'm not. Yeah, I think there's something that clicked in my mind too, where it's like, oh, I'm just not going to eat those other things right now. And so I'm super careful. And usually I make exceptions, like if people are in town or if it's a special occasion, or if it's a
Sure.
birthday, but
Yeah.
I haven't. So, and I feel good about that. And I like this like streak that I have. So I'm definitely going to finish January strong, and I just know, like, as time goes on, as we continue doing this podcast, I'll be good to go. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I mean, for me also, it's I know how I felt and how clothes were fitting better when I was on, when I was on keto, and that kind of stuff in my mind outweigh everything, as opposed to like how good I felt after I ate pizza or French fries with a burger, like that
Ice
kind of
cream.
ice cream, cookies, like that temporary pleasure of, man, that was good, that was bomb, it tasted good, versus how I felt when I was on point on my diet, and like just the energy, the mental fatigue, the fogginess has gone away, and how clothes were fitting. I like that way better
No, I think
than
you hit the net. I think that's the one. I think out of all the things you said, just that one. When your clothes fit good, it's just, that's the one where, because it gives you a different type of confidence.
for sure.
It looks better. It sits better on your body. It's that one. There's so many layers of that,
Yeah,
and
I
then
know.
it boosts your mental capacity to stick with it, and boosts your mindset. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
that clothes one is a game changer.
It is, man. It is. Yeah. And believe me, I fluctuated from medium to double X to XL to large. So I've been through it. I've been through all I've been through all the
Like,
sizes, right? Yeah. It's weird. It really it just within the span of like 4 or 5 years, I've just been shooting up there. And yeah, I know where I want to be, and yeah, I'm working towards it.
but this is what is so gangster about you, though, because you have come nowhere close to going back to because you were easily 2x, and
Yeah, yeah.
you haven't went close to 2x
No. No.
since you started keto. So that's why it's interesting to see that
Yeah.
like you didn't gain it all back. Like some people do. Like I kind of did, you know, and but people say weird stuff like it sits on your body. Well,
Mm.
you know, the weight, and I'm like, okay, I'm not sure what that means, but yeah, okay, I'll go with that. But or like you wear it well. I'm like, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't like the way things fit, but you know, so
Yeah. Well, no,
yeah,
I don't
but
know. Your
no,
friends and
that's why
your
you gotta give yourself props.
your friends and family are not gonna be so brutally honest. Some of them might be and be like, "Hey, your little your parents, my mom, my dad, my mom used to say something to me, but
Yeah, like that.
yeah, yeah,
That older generation don't care. They don't care
no,
really, to be honest. I feel
they,
like they'll. That's what I'm
they don't
saying. That's
care.
why, like, when my auntie got mad at me, that she's like, "Why are you dieting for?" And it's like, yeah, because I mean, I was like, where do I start? Like, so but I didn't want to get into it. So it's just kind of like I was, you know, just kind of walked away. So and avoided the
Yeah.
whole
Well, let's see how I
thing.
do. I have I'm gonna be out of town for the next week, and then Super Bowl will be the week after that. And so, you gotta plan all these things ahead of time, and it's fine, Hey, I might go somewhere and cheat or not,
Yeah, I
we'll
was gonna
see where
say.
we go. Yeah, yeah, it's fine.
You know what? You know what was gonna make me possibly cheat was the
Mm,
fact that there it was just hella beer everywhere, and I was like, man, and it's hot, and I was like, man, and all
yeah,
my cousins are drinking, so I'm like, should I drink beer too? But they happen to have some of those Jim Beams,
yeah, yeah,
and I had my seltzer water, so I was like, oh yeah, well let's grab some ice and I can make
yeah.
my own drinks, and so I was.
Nice.
So that's one of those things where it goes back to sometimes when you're focused on something, the world conspires to help you achieve that goal. And I was just like,
Mm,
damn, the
mm,
fact that like, you know, this bottle of Jim Beam and Jameson showed up, and then I happen to have all this sparkling water. Man, it was meant to be. I'm not supposed to cheat today. I don't have to drink. Plus, I don't
nice.
really like beer, so it goes. It's
Yeah.
you know, I'd rather drink my whiskey and sparkling water. So yeah, so that's. But for you coming up, you got something social, possibly Super Bowl parties, possibly birthday parties. There's going to be items there, cake, cookies, possibly all this other stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
You
you're
just
already
pick.
in a month. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah. That's fine. I'll probably end up just,
yeah.
picking off the stuff that I can eat, and it's not a big deal for me. And now that it doesn't take much for me to get as full, or like I don't have to stuff myself as much anymore. I don't feel bad just eating, a little bit or where I'm at. So that's always a plus.
Is it more, does it have to do with the energy? Like, can you read the room, or does that even have anything to do with it? Or what, like, cause what would it take for you to, like, was there a specific item you would have to see where you're like, oh man, that looks really good. I want to have that even though I'm on
N-
keto, but
no,
you
no.
know, F it, it's the Super Bowl, or F it, it's, you know, Justin's birthday. Let's, you
No,
know,
I
is
don't
there
have
anything
those
like that?
I don't have those effort moments because I just came from dinner tonight and everyone was eating, had mashed potatoes, they had chips with dip in front of me, they had ice cream, they had cookies, they had everything like to tempt me, and I was content with my salad, and I had some of Justin's pork chops, and like, yo, that does it for me. Like, it doesn't matter what's in front of me. I want it. It doesn't bother me. I'm just so stubborn that way. When I'm doing something, if
Well,
I'm doing
that's
a
good.
competition or I
That's
want to get
good.
to a goal, I will not stray away. It doesn't matter. No one can tempt me.
I think right now there's probably one item that would really mess with my head, and it would have to literally be in front of me, unwrapped, like ready to go. And it would
Candy.
be, yeah, sour gummy worms. Like if it was unwrapped, ready to go. If it was in the package and it's not opened yet, I think I could be okay. But if somebody had just opened the package and then like pointed it at me,
Mhm.
dude, I think I'd dive deep in that bag and smash
The
all of those.
the whole
That's
bag.
it. That's
Yeah.
the only
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Outside of that, I think I'm good. I'm kind of on the same level. Ice cream would kind of tempt me, but I think I'd still be good. It's literally if the sour gummy worms pointed straight at me, I would fold.
They're
I would fold.
slithering
So
all over,
yeah,
and they just popped in front of you. Yeah. Well, I keep all those
yeah,
out of my house, so nothing can tempt me over here. Except when my nephews come over, I'll purposely buy craft food for them. They like seaweed, so I give them seaweed, but it makes a mess. So I don't like to feed my nephews seaweed because they don't know how to eat properly, and they make a mess all over the place. So I have to get stuff for them, like they'll drink Capri Sun, right? Or I'll give them little high chews, because to keep them happy. But it's not stuff I would eat, or I don't eat anymore. So that's so bad, man. But they're young.
yeah. That you're just feeding them
I'm feeding them shit that I wouldn't eat.
sugar. That's.
Bad uncle, fun uncle, bad uncle.
I know, especially somebody that does a podcast on eating good, and they're just admitting to folks that
Hmm. I know.
you
Dang.
just kind of like
We can edit this
poison
part.
your
We can
nephews.
we can we can edit this out later. That's fine. We can edit and post. No one's gonna hear this.
Um, Awesome.
Okay.
Anything else before we let
Yeah.
people go?
No, nope. That's
Anything else you
good.
have? Yeah. Well, thank you. I just want, yeah, thank everybody for joining, and yeah,
We'll see you next week with a new Keto Island Boyz coming at you.
next month.
Oh yeah. Peace. February.
Peace.